Buongiorno amici, ciao a tutti, and welcome to the Tuesday Garage vlog. Man, we're gonna get some stuff done today, man. We are going to start working on the transmission, and the number one thing we got to do is first disassemble the two transmissions, and then start to build one transmission out of those two. But before we start, let's do a recap of what's been going on this last week. So. You saw that last week we started working on the engine bay, tearing stuff out of there, and then I took some time this last weekend. I did not do my normal live stream that I do on Sundays. Instead, I was here in the garage working inside the Z and doing a lot of scrubbing, a lot of part removal, but look at this mess. The brake booster is still fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's got some rust on it, and I want to try and get that treated. But anyway, all of that is because, oh snap, like everything has been removed out of here. I even took the headlights out of the headlight buckets. Everything's completely removed. I mean, the brake booster, the clutch, everything. It's all gone. There's a few little fuel lines over here that maybe you can see, and I'm not gonna worry about tearing those out. But I've already contacted the IAEA Paint and Body, the same folks that did the outside of the car. I've already contacted Scott over there to see if he can give me kind of an estimate on what we're going to be looking like to paint the engine bay here. So I'm waiting to get a word from him on that. But let's go ahead and start talking about what we're doing today. So here is the transmission for the RB26. So originally when I bought the engine, the guys were like, hey, we could save you some money on shipping and it would just make it easier if we didn't send the transmission. I said, no, actually I need the transmission. And they thought that was really awkward because normally people don't use it, and really it's because of this transfer case right here. I'm not going to be making my car all-wheel drive, so why would I need the transmission? Well, as I explained before, we're going to take half of this and half of the other one, we're going to put them together. And that is because the magic of this conversion, the RB inside of a Z, is that when you do this hybrid transmission, the Frankens-mission, you're able to put the engine, or the transmission, so the entire drivetrain sits in the stock Z location, and that is just invaluable. So we are going to start first by tearing apart everything here inside the bell housing, and once that's done, we'll actually remove the bell housing from the gearbox, and then we'll go work on the Z1. So I'm gonna spend the next couple hours working on this, and don't know how far I'm gonna get into it, but for you it'll probably just be a nice little montage of a few seconds. For me, a couple hours. Either way, we'll join up when we get where we get. Crap. There we go. Back to work. Oh yeah. Bell housing's off. And if you've never seen it before, this is the inside of a transmission. This is the actual transmission itself. All the different gears, and depending on how you shift the car, which gears line up with which. Whoop whoop. All right, man. Half the job done.
And that one was actually significantly easier, man. I guess once you know what you're doing, the second time is always a lot easier. I think that one took me about 15 minutes. So, all right. So we got the gearbox and the bell housing apart. So this gearbox is gonna made up with this bell housing, and you could see, and honestly, in hindsight, I can't really explain why I did what I did, but I decided to paint this transmission red. I thought it would be like a little extra flare underneath, and I think it's still cool. So I gotta kind of figure out what I'm gonna do now that it's gonna be hooked up to this one. Do I make them match? I don't know. But anyway, in the meantime, I've got a lot of cleaning and preparations. I've got cleaning and preparations. I've got a bunch of cleaning and preparations to do on the gearbox. I need to order some new seals specifically for the plate here. Probably gonna get myself a new throwout bearing, maybe even a pivot ball. I think definitely we'll order the Nismo pivot ball, and that way we've got all types of good fresh parts. Doing some sort of preparation with the RB bell housing, painting. I don't know. Maybe the front black and the back red, or maybe we just do this like maybe the same color as the oil pan, which was like a gunmetal gray for the bell housing with the red transmission gearbox. I don't know, it might be interesting, but hey, it's our model, man. It's my model. I could do whatever I want. So also gonna do a once over on all the sensors and make sure those are good to go, and yeah, get everything completely fresh, squared away, and good to go. So lots of work done, man. The Frankens-mission is ready to be a thing. And you should smell. If you've never smelt gear oil before, you should be in this garage right now.
I'm telling you, man, the smell of gear oil it's like, it's an acquired taste. It's different, way different than oil or any other kind of engine product you smell, but I like gear oil, man. It's like, it's really good. A lot of this is probably clutch dust and gear oil combined and just sludge. But look, man, I'm sweaty. It's hot. It's always hot in this garage, man. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. It's been a really productive night. We got both of these transmissions apart. I mean, that's a major thing. I've never in 20 years of working on cars, specifically working on any car, I have never disassembled a transmission. And I'm gonna definitely, maybe take a look at them for sure and see if there's anything we need to address. But I think this gearbox is so smooth. I'm not even worried about it. So, we did it right by getting a good transmission from the get-go. I really have thought about pitching the money and buying a 97 plus gearbox, the J-spec ones, but it's like $1,400, and the shipping here to Hawaii is probably going to be another $500 to $800. So, man, I mean, granted, better synchros, fresh gears, brand new transmission, but and I'm probably going to bite myself in the butt if I don't. But let's get this car running. When we go and we do the bigger turbos and we do all the super upgrades, we're gonna go to the 97 plus transmission. I think that's the plan. So anyway, hopefully this week I get an answer back from the paint shop, and I'm gonna continue probably this weekend. I'm gonna spend some time working on this transmission, and maybe next week when we come together, we'll have it all together, and maybe, just maybe, the Z won't even be in the garage, and in that case, we'll have to find something better to do. One thing I do want to do while we got some downtime is finish my car stereo installation, so maybe we'll go shopping for that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Anyway, ciao and aloha. Bye-bye.